People get too hung up on digital and analog and tracks and synths and laptops. Maybe if you focused more on, is it good? You might find that you're a happier music listener and you're not so grumpy anymore. Welcome back to another reaction video, and today we're checking out a band that I am a massive fan of, however, have never featured them on the channel, which is kind of a weird thing. Being as involved in the rock and metal scene that I am, there are a lot of bands that I just love and adore, whether I found them through TikTok or a friend or whatever it is, and I see them booming, and then it hits me and I go, why haven't I checked them out on the channel? Well, today that changes for an incredible band called Sleep Theory. Yes, a different sleep this time. And it's a brand new song that I haven't heard yet because it only just came out. So we're going to check that out right now. Are you ready? Cool. Me too. Sleep Theory. Words are worthless. Well, depends, I guess, how bad you are with them. But let's see what you got.
Let me know if you're listening. I'm just looking for a sign. You keep building the distance that divides your heart and mind. Let me know you can hear me. Let me see your light again. I keep chasing your shadow. In this maze, you're lost with me. Please don't go where I can't follow. If I can keep you from falling to pieces, then I'd be saving myself in the process. And we'll collapse every word till we're speechless. Because you'll soon find that words are worthless now.
Okay. Hot damn, bruh. The melodies. When did this come out? 3 days ago, bro. Now, I don't know if that's just the video that came out 3 days ago or if it's the song as well, but I will treat it as new nonetheless. Dude's about to hit the absolute piss out of that cymbal. Love it. Now, let's go back just one little bit. You know, I got to hit play and then pause. No, there you go. All sorted. I love bands that have unique and talented vocalists. Now, there are a lot of bands that I still absolutely love, even though they aren't necessarily the best singers in the world, but it just fits, it just works, right? Well, he's an incredible singer and a great songwriter. And one thing they do, which is, again, sometimes it isn't creating something that's entirely new musically, but it's adapting previously done ideas and doing it in your own way, and sometimes combining those, which is what's happening here. There is that industrial synth element, which you used to see back in the Evanescence days, if you will. Not that they're not still playing. I believe they're still touring now. But there's that almost like rock industrial element with a lot of the falters on the drumming before it comes into its full capacity. It creates a bit of suspense, and then it hits you in. It largely sits in the mid to high and high frequency range, so that when that kick hits, it feels like it's punching right into your heart and your chest, as do the wonderful lyrics. But then you've got this like incredibly more modern vocal approach, which is this R&B style within rock and metal. And that is newer. And I give an enormous amount of credit to the wonderfully talented Johnny Craig, because he, I think, I want to say pioneered that style of singing in a band. And I think that it set the whole benchmark and limit for what is a great modern rock vocalist. So shout out him. But this guy's incredible. This band's incredible. I absolutely have to see them live. I need to. And what a wonderful chorus. The synth bit at the end there is just a beautiful, sweet touch to it. But it is that slow waltz, that 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3. It's that feel of drifting. You're going up and you're down, but you're never pushing too hard. There's no moments of impact. It's more of a wave. And music is a pretty thing. More, please. Hang on, one little thing back here. There is a concerted effort from a production point of view to make that snare in the verse as absolutely powerful and heartbreaking as possible. And obviously it's a very tight cover on the snare, but there's enough of that spring underneath to give you longevity to the note so it doesn't have a quicker decay. Not too quick a decay. And, you know, there's spatial effects and reverb and echoes and delays and all those things that you can use. But the other nice thing is I think it's just a single guitarist band. So there's bassist, guitarist, the 4-piece. And it does look like the drummer and the guitarist are related. Unless they just look the same, which, cool. But it's very full. And so sometimes when people see a 4-piece and they go, well, you know, they might have to play with tracks to get that fullness of the guitar because there's the rhythm and lead, and that's fine. I don't care how they do it. You wrote the song, you did it. So long as the presentation of it, the promise is kept. The promise you made me on the recording is kept live. I'm not an elitist and I'm not a purist. Do whatever you feel is necessary to get the power of the track across, which I believe they absolutely do. And I'm okay with that. People get too hung up on digital and analog and tracks and synths and laptops. Maybe if you focused more on, is it good? You might find that you're a happier music listener and you're not so grumpy anymore.
Please don't go where I can't follow. If I could keep you from falling to pieces, then I'd be saving myself in the process. And we'll collapse every word till we're speechless, because you'll soon find that words are worthless. If I can keep you from falling to pieces, then I'd be saving myself in the process. And we'll collapse every word till we're speechless, because you'll soon find that words are worthless now.
See, that right there at the end is the memory of the song. It's a lot of the spatial effects and wonderful in-studio production things that they put a lot of consideration and careful blending into to make the song feel atmospheric and bigger. And so sometimes back in the day, they used to cut that off real sharp, and now they let it ring out a little bit. One, it doesn't promote you into what is a perceived silence, which can be uncomfortable, and that doesn't feel good. And who doesn't want to feel good after that kind of song? But then also what it does is it almost lets you in on some of the secrets and the magic of how the song became to feel like it did. And I say feel because it is here. It's not just here. The other thing is, gosh, so much to talk about. I could listen to this guy sing all day long. If he was mad at me and he was singing his frustrations or all of my flaws, he was singing all of my flaws, of which there are many, out loud, I would be like, delightful. What a lovely young man. Great chorus, great song, great music video. Although, you know, music videos are really now more necessary than ever because of YouTube and algorithm and paid to play elements. But it's nice to have something to look at where there is a live element, where they're playing the instrumentation, so you can kind of, as a reactor, at least someone who cares enough about music. And then last thing, I'll say this. Sometimes I'll do this or do this, and then the song ends. That's not a guess. I know how music works a little bit. So if you think you're sitting at home and you go, oh, he's heard it before, I haven't. And just because I can do something you can't doesn't make me a magician. It just makes me practiced. And that's the end of that rant. More of them, please. Absolutely more of them. I'm more in than I've ever been on this band, and I encourage you to go see them live whenever you can. Shout out Sleep Theory. Catch you in the next one. Oh, don't do this anymore, but I should. Have a damn good day.